Hey guys, remember whenever I came out with a political video and got accused of sexually assaulting my daughter because I made valid points in a video and the only thing people could come up with in return was to say the most heinous thing ever to try to get under my skin? While actually ignoring the dude in office and all of his billionaire friends that have actually gotten accused of sexual assault. Let's talk about that today. The reason why I felt necessary to talk about this is I've been doing a lot of research into the Vince McMahon case, other cases alike, Harvey Weinstein, some of Trump's settlements, and well, it's no secret that sexual assault is a rising thing in the world, and it's one of those things that are super hard to prove. And when you read a case as disgusting as Vince McMahon's, and yes, I read the entire over 100-page transcript of Vince McMahon's case, while the idiots that defend it have read none of it. It's amazing to me that there is a group of people out there, a genuine, breathing, living group of people out there that will defend the shit and go, that bitch just wanted money, she settled out of court. It's just amazing to me that these people on their high horses that have no idea what the physical or mental toll of sexual assault actually is sit here and just are so quick to say that women are lying, when in reality it probably took every ounce of strength in them to even come forward about it and try to pursue legal action in the first place, but you can't wrap your brain around that. It amazes me that anybody has that mindset. Because when I hear somebody settles out of court, I think the opposite. I think, wow, that dude must be guilty. Otherwise, why would he be paying a woman? Why would he be paying a woman for something he didn't do? See, if I got accused of one of the most heinous acts, sexual assault, which in my opinion, if you're a rapist, you're worse than a murderer because you're murdering someone's spirit while keeping the body alive, is a very disgusting act. Right? And if somebody were to accuse me of that, and I was rich and whatever, had a flourishing career and whatnot, and somebody accused me of something so serious like that, and I knew I was innocent, well, I would want to go to court and prove my innocence and get my name cleared. And since I know I'm innocent, I know I would win in court because there would be no evidence on me because I'm innocent. And then after I would win, I would sue the girl for defamation. What I would not do, though, is hand the woman that falsely accused me of sexual assault millions of dollars to stay out of court. That's what I would not do. See, that's what guilty people do. Why would you give someone millions of dollars, even though you have a legal dream team, and would probably win anyway, so it doesn't go to court? Doesn't make any sense. And there's actual people out there that to this day defend people like Harvey Weinstein. See, the facts about sexual assault is it's hard to prove. It's literally their word against hers or his, and usually the person being accused, if they're rich and has a flourishing career, has way more people on their side. So, and it's, unless you have substantial evidence or multiple accounts that accuse the same person, like Harvey Weinstein, for example, then there's a very, very, very little chance that you're going to win in court. So what happens is there's a cash settlement, and rather than go to court and get nothing, get no justice and nothing, they take the money. But at the end of the day, that does nothing to fix the damage that has been done. Especially in the case of Harvey Weinstein or Vince McMahon's victims, or there are so many disgusting acts out there. I have no doubt that 99% of Hollywood fucks minors. I would not doubt that. The whole Epstein Island thing, yeah, I would not doubt that. Anyway, and I hate to break this to you 30-year-old guys that only try to pull naive 16-year-olds, but yes, even if it's consensual, that is considered sexual assault and rape. So, I mean, look at all these YouTubers that have gotten accused of messing around with minors. It's like, for whatever reason, you become a celebrity, and now you're getting attention from a woman, and that's never happened before, and instead of asking for someone's age, nope, you just go ahead and sleep with a child, basically. It's hard to prove in court. Look at the Harvey Weinstein case. 80 counts, 80 accusations. And he only got 16 years. Even with all that evidence, only got 16 years. That's what I'm talking about. You can be a sexual assault victim and have many stand with you to take this guy down, and he still doesn't get life in prison because he's rich and has a legal dream team. And yes, if you're guilty of sexual assault, you deserve life in prison. And unless you have multiple accounts that you can take this person to, or witnesses or DNA evidence, fact is, if you're going up against a corporate giant and a dream legal team, you're probably going to lose. That's why women take cash settlements. It is no way an admission of, I just wanted money. I don't know why you choose to look at it that way. Why would somebody pay out a woman that accused them of doing one of the most heinous acts in the world? Why would you do that? As an innocent man, why would you do that? I would be pissed. I wouldn't be giving my accuser millions of dollars, but then again, I would never be accused because I don't do that shit. So, innocent men aren't getting accused by multiple women of SA. And sure, you have occasions where women or men do lie about SA, but look at Natalie Reynolds. She lied about being sexually assaulted. It didn't go to court, and there was no settlement. Usually when someone lies, no money is paid out, and it doesn't go to court because the woman knows she's lying, so there's no grounds to go to court on. So instead of actually pursuing legal action, they just make TikTok videos about it for clout. And yes, if you're guilty of lying about that, you deserve to be in jail too. And you're making it harder for women that have actually dealt with it to be heard. And you're fueling the dumbasses that defend Vince McMahon. Congrats on that. So, to me, a settlement is more of an admission of guilt from the person paying the settlement than it is of an admission of lying to get money. I do not understand how y'all can see it that way. But you want to know what's amazing after looking into all these cases? Out of the sick fucks like Jeffrey Epstein, Vince McMahon, his wife, who's now named in a lawsuit for, letting ring boys get sexually assaulted by an employee back in the day and just looking the other way about it. That bitch is our Secretary of Education. Just thought you should know that. The McMahons are a huge backing as to why Donald Trump is president. And Donald Trump, well, that's 3 friends of his that have got accused of sexual assault. Not to mention, Donald Trump has gotten accused of sexual assault himself. There is a 60-page transcript you can read online right now of a 15-year-old accusing him and Jeffrey Epstein back in the day of tag teaming them in a freaking hotel room. So it's kind of ironic that you sit here saying that shit to me as you defend a man that's actually guilty of it. You clearly care about the issue so much. But people just choose to not read it. It's available right now. Go read it. Goes into graphic detail about it. And Trump also has cases of settling out of court. And I hate to break this to you, but people seem to, surround themselves with like-minded people. So if Vince McMahon is Donald Trump's best butt buddy and used to be Jeffrey Epstein's best friend, and now Vince McMahon's wife, who, if you're still married to Vince McMahon at this point, my God, do you have some skeletons in your closet? And yeah, that's the Secretary of Education. That's the bitch cutting funding to schools. So, And just look at a picture of her. I'm sorry, somebody commented on my videos one time, physiognomy checks out, because they were basically saying I look like an asshole. And you're right, commenter. I can be an asshole. But I think you should apply that to the dumbasses you choose to defend too. Sometimes it is just as simple as looking at a person. Did you really think Vince McMahon was acting a part on stage? Hell no. That roided up egghead had... This is just what we know about. I have no doubt that he did that on way more occasions. And just look at a picture of his wife, dude. Oh my God. In the meeting when she's getting accused... in this new lawsuit, you know, whenever she met with the courts, like just in her fancy little suit and those earrings and her pixie haircut, like ooh, my God, dude. Yeah, I'm committed to protecting women of sexual assault. I'm totally committed. Actual words said from her, a person who defends her sexual predator of a husband and backs up our sexual predator of a president. What honesty. Not to mention Trump looks like every sleazeball that was on trial for date rape at 20, but whatever. Let's just ignore that. Let's ignore that the person in office has literally made cash settlements himself along with all of his friends. I mean, when all your friends, and including yourself, have had to settle out of court for accusations as heinous as this, I have a hard time, you know, saying that the dude's innocent. So, best case scenario, Trump's just guilty of cheating on Melania. Melania. Is that how you pronounce it? Either way, I can't help but think of the commenters every time I hear her name that said, it's good to have a real first lady in office again, even though she barely speaks a lick of English, which you have a problem with when it's anybody else but the president's wife, and you're just saying that because you get to look at her tits. And that's sad that that's best case scenario. And people just ignore it. He really seemed like he respects women. And the fact is this happens all the time. There's so many scenarios that are coming to light of, like, at the Fox News stations, of women being forced into having to do sexual favors basically to not have their career ruined and to get promotions. And there's really no choice. They have no choice but to go along with it because of the power dynamic. Literally any industry that has great power dynamics like that is having this happen. It's happening literally right now as we speak. And then, yeah, they come out with a lawsuit later talking about it, and then the assholes, the same assholes that give their life savings to OnlyFans models and then light their cars on fire, or the same assholes that rape their nieces, sit here and defend it and go, why did you wait all this time? Oh, well, you took the money and got a promotion out of it. Just all the sickest shit you can think of, and I'll never understand why. Why? That's a great thing to teach your daughters. I'm really glad that all these young women that are rich kids are MAGA supporters because daddy wanted them to be. And then you have the gall to throw accusations my way. Ever heard one of them talk? Ever heard a young, rich woman that's a MAGA supporter talk? She literally has absolutely no clue why she likes Trump other than daddy made her like Trump. Or how about the elderly women that basically have been brainwashed by their husbands their entire lives to think like them, so now they're MAGA supporters. If you are a woman and you support Trump, you're either a dumbass or you've been brainwashed. Like, how does it feel as a woman to know that if your 15-year-old daughter were in a room alone with Trump or any of his sleazeball friends, they would probably do the same shit to her, and you support that? Why? Now, don't get me wrong, Biden isn't much better of an option, but that's exactly my point when I say we as Americans deserve better than these two options. But hey, remember, I'm just a radical leftist. There's no way you could be right-leaning and look at the facts here and, I don't know, hold the people accountable using those facts. Settlements specifically bother me because that's how it goes every time. A woman is brave enough to call out the person that did these heinous things to her, or man, and, you know, the person they're going up against is rich as shit, has a dream legal team. She's probably going to lose. So she has no witnesses. She has no other women choosing to stand up or come forward. So, yeah, what do you do in that situation to get justice? Do you take him to court anyway? I do wish that one of these occasions they would, just to get him there. But here's the thing. If you get him there and then he gets acquitted of all charges, and he's not innocent, that's no justice. That's a slap to your face. So at least money is something. Is it right? Not really, because it's, you know, the dude committing the crimes is getting away with it and just basically getting a slap on the wrist because he handed her money. But if she doesn't take it and takes it to court, she's probably going to lose. So it's really a lose-lose situation to even come forward about it, and that's why so many rape victims don't. And I'm sorry if you don't look at that as a lose-lose situation, because the fact is no amount of money is going to fix the mental pain done to you by being sexually assaulted. And yes, dude, even if a minor hooked up with you and it was consensual and you're a 40-year-old man, that's still called sexual assault, you dumbass. And then there's this stupid group on the internet that no matter who is being confused, Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Vince McMahon, Bill Cosby, Donald Trump, it does not matter. There will be the first ones right there that goes, yeah, the bitch was lying. Settlement? You mean the 15-year-old settled? Yeah, that sounds about right. Totally. My man innocent. My boy Trump is innocent. No, he's not, or he wouldn't have felt the need to pay somebody. I would never pay somebody that accused me of something. And your one argument could be, well, maybe it's to avoid public slander, but you're already getting slandered, right? If this comes out, your name is already tarnished. That's why if you're innocent, you would want to go to court, not avoid it, and get your name cleared. But that one minuscule chance they can be found guilty is enough to make them pay off women millions of dollars. And it goes on to this day. And y'all just defend it, and I'll never understand why. And it screams, I would do the same thing in their position. The reality is, I have watched you assholes not only sit here and dismiss billionaires, celebrities, or your favorite YouTuber for being a sexual predator, but I have been thanked on multiple occasions for not being creepy. For literally just doing my job as an Uber driver and not hitting on the woman in my car. Doing bare minimum. Do you know how sad that is? That it's so relevant that I have to be thanked for not being creepy. Or when I'm talking to a girl online, I have to be thanked for not sending her an unsolicited dick pic. That's the reality of the situation. You're dismissing assholes that sit here and sexually assault women while 90% of you are running around sexually harassing women. So, oh yeah, and let's not forget about how you want to argue about the age of consent. So it's awfully ironic that as you make the world my daughter is going to grow up in more weird, more predatory, and more creepy, you want to say stupid shit because you don't politically agree with me. Yeah, you really care about my daughter. At the end of the day, you're stupid enough to believe that the billionaire in office right now isn't guilty of the same thing his billionaire friends are going down for. And that's just either being in denial or being stupid. while you sit here and say accusatory things towards me while dismissing actual rape victims every day, all day. Go fuck yourself. Oh, and happy Easter. That's why I'm talking about this today. Try to piece that one together.